I am very happy to see you all being here.
The language hour at Nietzsche Commons is pretty casual. This group gets together in the restaurant, shares food, and practices their native language, Anishinaabe.
This is us responding to what the young people are already doing, trying to formalize an opportunity, share it more widely so that the rest of the world can know and understand that young people, young Indigenous people from the north end of Winnipeg are committed to revitalizing their identity, not only as individuals, but as a nation, which includes how we speak to one another and ourselves.
As they chat, they float between English and Anishinaabe, talking and singing. Sometimes they know the words, but not what they mean.
What is that? Do you know what that means?
They also use a computer to look up new words and find out what they mean and practice them.
The language itself needs to be taught on everyday basis, every day. And that's the thing, my heart. And giving support with Mike, with AO, and it really gives me that pride and joy of giving out the information.
The Nietzsche Commons Co-op is a hub of Aboriginal culture and a place that also offers opportunities to local artists and artisans, helping to rebuild identity.
Agnes first, and then we'll go after Agnes. Go.
The Aboriginal Youth Opportunities Group meets here at Nietzsche Commons once every 2 weeks to get together and practice their traditional Anishinaabe language. They will begin getting together weekly and practicing Cree as well. For RRC TV, I'm Matt Allen. In 1873, Point Douglas became a neighborhood after the incorporation of the city of Winnipeg. The Canadian Pacific Railway selected Point Douglas as the location where the railway would cross the river in 1881, a move that brought industry to the neighborhood, and by 1914, the area became a working-class neighborhood with a mix of immigrants from a variety of nationalities, predominantly Eastern European. Over the next century, many of the residents' children left the neighborhood to find work or go to school. With the older population dying or moving away, landlords scooped up the properties and rented to low-income individuals, many of whom could not find work due to race or lack of education. The area saw a significant increase in crime and gang activity. In 2007, things began to change.
Mikhail Jean, the Governor General of Canada, came to a visit at Graffiti Art, and they invited the grade 5-6 class from Norquay School to come. And this kids wrote a letter to Mikhail Jean telling them how horrible it was to live in North Point Douglas, how dangerous it was, how they couldn't, it wasn't safe enough to walk to the Boys and Girls Club. They had their bicycles stolen. Kids got bear sprayed for their running shoes. And Mikhail Jean looked at this letter and she said, oh, yeah, and she kicked the media out of the room and sat with those kids for a couple of hours.
For nearly 30 years, Winnipeg's blues musicians have been gathering at the Times Changed High and Lonesome Club on Sunday nights for Big Dave McLean's legendary Blues Jam Night. It is here that musicians from all ages and all walks of life get their chance on the stage and under the lights to get together and play the blues. Ian Milne, son of bedside recording studio owner, music producer, engineer, and musician Len Milne, grew up with his father's recording studio in the basement. He's no stranger to music. Len takes his son to the jam to help him learn to play the drums with other seasoned musicians.
Like the first time I ever went up, I messed up so much because I just didn't know what I was doing. I knew what the beats that I should be doing, and I knew how to follow the music, but just changing into the choruses and verses, I just didn't understand it whatsoever. And then once I started going more and more and watching these people, how they change and how these, I've played with musicians that I've seen go up before, and I just see what they do. And then the past few times that I've gone up, they say that I've done a really good job.
Daniel Lemire is a regular at the jam who expresses his art in a different way. He sits at a bench feverishly putting pencil to paper. He sketches the jammers and offers his drawings to the subjects when they're finished.
So when you're in an atmosphere like that, where people are being creative, then it's very easy for that pencil to float. And when you see them and they're into the action, you just automatically feel what's going on, and the pencil responds to the feeling as well as the visual. And because it's clean, like you don't have rude music, it's a nice, comfortable flow. Their art comes from a great deal of discipline in music.